What's going on, guys? It's Eric. It's going to be a little early this week. Even before Mike's recap of last week, I'm going to go over my power rankings and all that. Got a couple of busy days coming up with class and Halloween and condo showings and getting the hurricane ready. Possibly going to have a hurricane night this weekend. So I'll let you guys know. We'll see once if I can put that together. So I see a lot of NBA Jam in my near future. So anyway, let's get into the power rankings. Not going to spend a ton of time on the actual power rankings. I got some other little bit different stuff to talk about today. Some little bit more fun stuff, I guess you could say. So quickly, power rankings. Number 1, Mike Mostrom. Number 2, Scott. More on him in a little bit. Number 3, Andy. Myself comes in at number 4. Derek Nuberta still holding strong at 5. Doug, I think up a couple spots from last week at 6. Dustin down to 7. Jason down to 8. But again, you probably care more about your record than your projected points the rest of the way. So, yeah, these are not my opinions. These are Yahoo's opinions, AccuScore's opinions. So I'm really trying hard not to say yeah. Maybe I'll throw in a few nonethelesses in this one. So nonetheless, let's continue. Jared comes in at number 9. Derek Mostrom, number 10. Derek L, still leading the division. He lost this week. I could not take advantage. My team just ravaged by injuries right now. So, congratulations on me not winning, Derek L. And I have a big matchup this week against Doug. We'll get to that here shortly as well. And number 12, Mike Samuels. We'll flip over to the week 9 lines. Scott is the biggest favorite, minus 200 over Jared, plus 160. Andy, minus 190 over Mike Samuels, plus 150. Mike Mostrom, minus 170 over Derek Nuberta, plus 135. Derek Mostrom, minus 155 over Jason, plus 125. It was really hard to pick a Kia Sorrento matchup of the week. I'm going to make that my Kia Sorrento matchup of the week. Derek Mostrom versus Jason. So basically, when I say Kia Sorrento matchup of the week, I think that's going to be the lowest combined output. I nailed that one on the head this past week, picking Jared versus Mike Samuel. So, a little bit of a shocker, but I'm going to go Derek Mostrom versus Jason. Kia Sorrento matchup of the week. Derek L, minus 130 over Dustin, plus 105. Not looked into this. This one kind of surprises me a little bit. It's possible that Dustin has some bye week issues this week. And our closest projected matchup, I'm still a minus 120 favorite over Doug. You know, I'm still ravaged by injuries. I got another just absolute terrible week for buys and stuff like that. So, but according to the projections, I'm still the favorite over Doug. The division futures, North still off the board. Andy has got that all but locked up. Mike, minus 425. Scott, plus 400. Derek Mostrom, plus 2,800. The East, Derek L is now a minus 210 favorite over me, plus 175. Still got the game lead, still have the tiebreaker. My team is still injured. DeMarco should be back this week, I hope. Otherwise, I'm just going to be absolutely screwed. And finally, the South Division. Two-man race here. Jason, minus 155. Dustin, plus 125. The max points. I'm going to go through a lot of these today. Max points. Scott has the highest probability. He's plus 110. Andy, plus 255. Mike Mostrom, plus 375. Jason, plus 1375. And myself, plus 2100. All of us were the top 5 right now. And most of us are up near the top of the power rankings for projections the rest of the way. Everyone else is off the board. Andy has a fantastic team up until this point. He's got for sure a game lead on the rest of the division. Does he have more than that? Bear with me a second. So Andy's sitting at 7-1. Oh no, he just has a game lead on Jason and Dustin. But he's got the game lead. Easier division, probably. Yeah, so Andy's minus 275 to finish first in the regular season. Jason plus 500, Dustin plus 750, Mike Mostrom and Derek L plus 4,000, and myself plus 8,500. Andy is minus 1175 to get a bye. Jason plus 105, Dustin plus 175, Mike Mostrom plus 600, Derek L plus 875, myself plus 1375, and Scott plus 8,500. So not only do you still have a decent shot at the playoffs, Scott, you have an outside shot at still getting a bye. So I wouldn't give up just yet. The division, again, Andy has his all wrapped up. Oh, we did already talk about all those. Never mind, we don't have to talk about those again. Playoffs. Andy off the board. He's pretty much got his spot locked up. Mathematically, he's not there yet. But in terms of the projections, that would be absolutely shocking if he went on a losing streak, and a losing streak enough that he would miss the playoffs. Jason and Dustin, both minus 3,000 to make the playoffs, so they are pretty much locked in. I have over a 96% probability for both of those guys. Mike Mostrom, minus 700. Derek L, minus 400. Eric, minus 240. And Scott, minus 120. So between those 7 guys, Andy, Jason, Dustin, Mike Mostrom, Derek L, Eric, and Scott, besides those 7 guys, no one else has at least a 10% chance of making the playoffs. So Doug plus 875, Derek Mostrom plus 1,200, Mike Samuels plus 2,100, Derek Naberta plus 4,000, and Jared plus 8,500. So more than likely, it's going to be 6 of those 7 guys. And Andy, Jason, Dustin, and Mike all have over an 85% chance of making the playoffs. So really, it's going to be 2 out of the 3, more than likely between Derek L., myself, and Scott. Almost guaranteed Derek L. or myself will get in just because we'll win our division. So Scott will just have to catch one of us in order to get in. So there's actually 7 people that have a better than 50% chance of making the playoffs. That's just the nature of the beast. Championship odds, Andy plus 180, Mike Mostrom plus 425, Jason plus 500, Dustin plus 725, myself plus 750, Scott plus 1,200, Derek L plus 1375, and then Derek Mostrom and Doug plus 8,500. Derek and Berta, Jared, and Mike Samuels are off the board. I'm going to throw up the spreadsheet so that you guys can see it again. I did want to talk about a little bit about a couple of the graphs that I have on there. For the second straight week, Scott has the highest probability of finishing with the most points. He's up to over 45% probability on this. But he's still not, guaranteed to make playoffs. He's not guaranteed to win this either, but he has barely a 50% chance of making the playoffs. So I looked up what the chances were that Scott finishes with the most points, yet misses the playoffs. So that is a very distinct possibility here. And I actually have that at 14.4%. That Scott could finish the regular season with the most points, yet because of scheduling, just got absolutely screwed. Finished with the most points, still doesn't make the playoffs. There are a couple other trades where there were draft picks that were swapped between Doug and myself, and then between Mike Mostrom and Mike Samuels. Now, technically, if Mike Mostrom's pick is better than Mike Samuels, he gets the better of the 2 picks regardless. But based on where the teams currently are sitting and the projections the rest of the way, I have a 91.4% chance of finishing with a better record than Doug. So where Doug has a better draft pick than me, so that part of the trade has a 91.4% chance of working out in my favor. And Mike Mostrom has a 97.8% chance of finishing with a better seed than Mike Samuels, which means Mike Samuels' pick will end up being better than Mike Mostrom's. So there's a lot that I can do with my spreadsheet. If there is anything that you want me to look up specifically, just let me know. I'll look it up. I enjoy this sort of thing. Yeah, here's to DeMarco playing and not getting injured again. Here's to having no more bye week issues after this week for myself. And Doug Martin, come back. The Buccaneers need you. I need you. Yeah, just come back, please. Peace.